For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Thank you so much for anticipating another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin. Coming up, what are the requirements if we are to respond creatively and resiliently to challenges year after year? Also, the need for sensitization concerning the water restrictions. All that and more to be discussed on this afternoon's program between now and 2 o'clock, right here on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. My name is Timothy Poleon. Canaries is also here. She'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room, along with your calls at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We are obviously operating in a vacuum and therefore haphazardly. So we pace ourselves without knowing that there is need for us to embrace some key elements if we are to deal successfully with the several challenges that we'll have to grapple with. And it is something that is imminent. In life, there will be challenges. What would certainly cause us to be in a vulnerable state if we do not prepare for unforeseen circumstances? Yes, there are things that we know that from time to time we have to clear those hurdles, but somehow we have to see beyond the natural and anticipate that there are going to be certain circumstances that will test us, and therefore the onus is on us to have this innate ability to confront those issues when they surface. Which takes me to the Prime Minister of Singapore, the one who just demitted office, Prime Minister Lee. And he makes reference to the three fundamentals that certainly would have to master if, as a country, and meaning his country, they were supposed to respond creatively and resiliently to challenges year after year. And there are certain things that we can learn from his approach in St. Lucia, because we have crime as a major issue, and we leave crime to address itself. And from time to time, if we need assistance, if it seems to be something that is so much of a Herculean task, then we might turn to the RSS, and we might turn to God, pray about it, and hope that it would disappear. Now we have a water crisis on our hands. We talk about what? We talk about drought. We talk about the fact that, we have severe storms, and we talk about climate change, and those are issues that are preventing WASCO from providing us with a reliable supply of water. As if before that, WASCO was in a better state, in a better position. I think if we carry out a poll, unfortunately, WASCO would be at the bottom of the list, the bare bottom, as far as people's not only the perception, but the reality when it comes to the level of customer service that this utility company is providing to the people of St. Lucia. Just imagine if you were to have a new water company emerging on the island. You think WASCO would have one customer out of the thousands that it has been trying to serve over several decades? Everyone will run to the new entity in the hope, in the belief that they can do a lot better, or they can't do any worse than the water and sewage company. And when you are the single provider of a service, that gives you sufficient reason for you to work as hell to win the confidence of your customers. It does not give you any right to take your customers for granted. But I'm straying. So there are fundamentals, according to Prime Minister Lee, that would be necessitated in a country that would ensure that you are successful, that you can respond to challenges as they emerge from time to time. And let's listen to him to find out what those three master fundamentals are.
Success depends on us getting three key master fundamentals right: a united people, a high-quality leadership team, and high trust between the people and their leaders. These are vital if we are to respond creatively and resiliently to challenges year after year. We may have the best laid schemes, but without these three fundamentals, they will come to nothing. I have emphasized these points over and over again in different ways because they are so crucial. In particular, good leadership is non-negotiable. Look at the countries where governments are unstable and politics messy, swinging wildly from one election to another. Whenever things don't work, leaders are forced out or they resign en masse. But even after changing teams, things fail to improve. Policies and laws either never make it through the political gridlock, or they are made by one government and then reversed by the next. And often it's not just the leaders who disappoint, but the whole system that has failed. And the result is a devastating loss of faith, not just in individual politicians or political parties, but the whole political system and the whole political class. And there's no way forward from there. A small country like Singapore has zero margin for error.
Former Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee, was he talking about St. Lucia? In an environment where people do not trust the government, every election you have a new administration taking over the reins of power. And when they get into office, proposed legislation would not be enacted. Policies that were earmarked to be implemented will be abandoned, because it is all about you showing that and demonstrating that you have force, you have power, you have political capital, and therefore you want to utilize them. But in the end, that is not sustainable. And he goes on to say, good leadership is non-negotiable. That's not something that you negotiate. Good leadership is non-negotiable. It is something that is required. It is something that is necessary if you are going to prosper as a people. So, a united people, that's what is required if you're going to succeed. Do we have a united people in St. Lucia right now? Or it's a case of we are all, most people in any event, are united behind one political party or the other. So you have one set of people who are united behind the United Workers' Party, then a set of people united behind the St. Lucia Labour Party. And that is why St. Lucia is being so severely impacted, because we do not coalesce, we do not unite for the benefit of the country when it comes to anything at all. Anything at all that warrants St. Lucians uniting, so that in the end, the entire population will benefit. Rest assured that we will be severely divided. I think it's only when all of us are suffering in the aftermath of a storm, a major hurricane, a major storm that would have destroyed the homes of Florbos and SLP supporters, all of a sudden we're forgetting about party just for a moment. And even when you start to distribute goods to affected communities and affected people, then you had a bickering, then you had a quarreling. This person got this because they're a supporter of this ruling party, and the opposition didn't get any. So we're just riven by politics. The other quality or prerequisite, a high quality leadership. A high quality leadership. And it's not only a high quality leadership team. And this deficiency does not present itself only at the level of the governance of the country, in terms of who is at the helm and the executive, the cabinet, and so on. It is also reflected, that's the lack of a high quality leadership team, it is also reflected in various other sectors. You're talking about sports, you're talking about the NGO community, many organizations and interest groups, private sector groups. There's just a dearth and a lack of leadership. To prove that point, just hack back to, let's say, 2 decades ago, and the kind of leadership that we benefited from at so many levels in the country. We're talking about our various sporting organizations. You are talking about private sector interest groups. You're talking about the Christian Council, the caliber of people you had there. Talking about the National Youth Council, who were the president and general secretary and vice president, etc. So the other point, high trust between the people and their leaders. The people do not trust their leaders. The people are very suspicious of the various leaders. I think now more so than probably any other time in the history of our country. Because people who are leading in various areas in St. Lucia, right now particularly, they say things from a political standpoint. And they will only make noise if their party is in opposition. And if their party is in government and something is going wrong to the detriment of the wider society or the country, they keep quiet. And we can point to several examples of this, but we will not go into the details. So I hope you appreciated that talk you heard there from the former president of Singapore, which takes me to crime and violence in our country. You know, every time there's a respite and we believe that, you know, there'll be peace on a permanent basis in our country, then we get some kind of experience that would prove to us that we are in a state of flux. And so many of you would have seen the video circulating on social media. Gangs are going each other, what seems as two gangs going after each other on Chaussee Road in Canaries yesterday. And amidst that, you have one or two people who are walking on the streets trying to make their way home. You have vehicles they have to stop. The drivers have to stop their vehicles and hope that somehow their vehicle will not be damaged or they themselves will not be injured. And you believe that, you know, this is happening in some lawless country, as if we're not lawless ourselves, you know, as if this is happening in Haiti. But this is in the heart of the capital, the busy, very busy Chaussee Road, where you have business activity taking place there. You have so many stores, you have a pharmacy, you have restaurants located there. People are heading to various their homes with their children from school after hard days work, you know, trying to go home to get some relaxation and so on. And they are marooned. They can't shift. They can't move. The only individuals who are agile are the miscreants with cutlasses and stones, what look like stones and what have you. What is this? And the Prime Minister says, you know, you think it's mayhem. We have mayhem in St. Lucia. This is the country of mayhem. It is a country of so much success. We don't have mayhem in St. Lucia. Well, here is the evidence of a country that is lawless and clearly criminals are having their way. This is not happening in a back alley. This is happening on a busy stretch of road. The Chaussee Road should be frequented by one or two police officers, because in the aftermath of that incident, rest assured, if they are not stationed there right now, a little later this evening you might see 2 or 3 police officers patrolling in that area. So we are always in reaction mode. But it was some 12 years ago, in one particular instance, the then Deputy Police Commissioner, Mr. Moses Charles, spoke about gang violence and gave the impression that this was being kept under some level of control. So we had a report which was aired on the DBS News World 12 years ago. Just imagine who read that report. Let's listen.
Deputy Commissioner with responsibility for operations, Moses Charles attributes anti-gang operations as mainly responsible for the lull in gang violence. But in an effort to avoid complacency, Mr. Charles indicated that new measures are already on stream to prevent the formation of gangs, particularly in the city. However, for obvious reasons, the Deputy Commissioner would not disclose what these latest measures are, but hinted that significant strides are already being made in that direction.
There are other operations that we are conducting as we speak, and I must say they are very, very successful, but I don't want to go in details, you know, for obvious reasons. But it's going on very, very well.
Then, Deputy Police Commissioner Moses Charles, speaking there in a story which was read by Melissa Paul. Incidentally, Melissa Paul is currently the press secretary to the Prime Minister. So definitely things do not change. The actors, the players change, but things remain the same in St. Lucia. Whether you're talking about gang violence, whether you're talking about poor leadership, a water crisis, shortage of water in our country, things are just not improving, and clearly the evidence is there that we are not making much progress, if any progress at all. Let me open the line to take your calls, because your calls are long overdue at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. And let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through. And somebody says there, Tim, about Shazi. Tim, how about Shazi? Not hearing from him. What do you want to hear from Shazi? You want to hear some predictable defense of this administration? And we should have some more of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Let me see if I could get some more. And somebody says that, Tim, no water, but still water being taken to wash cars in Fuasho standpipe. And let's see some more. Another comment. All right, somebody says there, I'd like to bring something to your attention, and I wish to remain anonymous. Several doctors at various levels, including supervisors, employed under the Public Service Ministry, have not had their contracts renewed despite meeting required criteria and submitting all required documentation months in advance. Most of these physicians have been in service for over a decade. There has been no plausible response or excuse from public service. And as you may know, this office has been closed for 2 weeks now. As a result of this, these physicians have not received their salaries for the month of May, but are expected to continue working at the various posts despite their contract being expired and having not received renewals. This is inexcusable, disrespectful, and bordering on illegal. To my knowledge, no other professional under the employment of the Public Service Ministry experiences this sort of abuse. I don't believe the media or public are aware of what the persons responsible for the health of the nation go through, even though this has been recurring for years. I hope that you would shed some light on this travesty. Thank you. Well, an oversight, you might believe, on the part of the authorities. They are not aware that those contracts are up for renewal, and whether they would want to move quickly to address this because of the implications. Let us hope that they will see the necessity to address this issue, and hope that it is not allowed to linger on for an eternity. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages while we await your calls once again at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says that, Tim, you are something else. John Thomas came across so brilliantly. You're bringing Ignatius Jean to talk about water. He was well placed to speak about this because, as we indicated, he is the executive director of CAWASA. That's a regional association representing water utility companies in the Caribbean. Somebody says that, but Tim, you know you don't take my calls because you have big problems with the truth. And that is Shazi responding in the chat room. I don't have a problem with your version of the truth. It is that, caller, you have a tendency to have a difficulty with the truth. You and the truth, you all do not have a relationship. and you tend to be too antagonistic as well. You want to talk all over the host of the program, and you want to have the last word, and you want to shout, and you don't want to listen. So in that vein, we really can't have a conversation, sir. All right, let's see if we have some more of your messages. Once again, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. We have another WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says, hi, we have a problem where a standpipe in a community which is of great assistance to the community, and also it's more affluent communities, but some people bring their vehicles to be washed by the standpipe. So people who normally make their living on washing of vehicles. Something must be done to stop these vehicles from being washed from the standpipe, which is of truly great assistance to this vulnerable community and its affluent communities. Well, it is for the authorities, the police, and others to ensure that the water-related emergency declaration order is not flouted. And I'm sure that the police would have a great difficulty in policing this, but they don't have a choice. They have to deal with this particular issue. And also on last evening's Newsmaker Live program, one of the observations made by Mr. Ignatius Jean was that there definitely is need for public education. If you're going to place restrictions on members of the public regarding the use of potable water for watering lawns and against the washing of vehicles and things of that nature, and I think one of the issues is the concrete mixing and block making, you have to sensitize people. Do not assume that people are aware that such restrictions are in existence. And I think he cited Grenada as one example, where the police commissioner and water officials there would appear on the various talk shows and go through the communities and educate people about the changes. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. We have a slight technical issue. We're trying to rectify it. In a moment, you will be seeing and hearing from Kimani, if possible, to go through some of your comments in the chat room. Okay, let's see if we have some more of your comments to go through. Let's see there. Somebody says via WhatsApp. Okay, I don't think that one is something I should read on the air. Not that pleasant. And somebody's citing a technology that Wasco certainly can utilize. Okay, but let us take a call. Hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, TP. How are you doing?
I'm okay, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yes, sir. TP, I heard you on the water issue yesterday. Is Wasco a privately owned entity or is it a government subsidy body?
Yeah. Government owned, sir?
Government owned. Mm-hmm. Because I see everybody keeps on eating on Wasco. Okay. Doesn't the government have some board in place there that has to report to the minister on the water development of the island?
Yes, they do.
Right. So why people don't go to the government instead of saying Wasco this, Wasco that? It has nothing to do with Wasco. Wasco would follow policies which are implemented by the government. If the government or the minister responsible for that sector doesn't come in and do his part, do you think Wasco would be able to go and initiate certain projects just like that?
No, they can't do it on their own, no.
You see? Right. So we should really look at the government, the minister responsible for Wasco, okay? Just like he is responsible for telecommunication, he is responsible for infrastructure. I think this minister just sits there and does nothing whatsoever, okay? Let's take, for instance, you must remember what this minister said, okay, including transportation. Recall when he said that the minibus operators, what they have to take concern about is going after the children, the school children, when he has the authority, okay, to go ahead and revoke the route ban if they find that those minibus drivers are tampering with school children. He then went on and said again some time back, oh, we're going to raise the water rate. Okay? If you can go and buy 2 bears for $10, what happened? You cannot pay $10 for water. You know, people seems to forget about those things that this minister is saying, okay? And this minister, like the development of the country, there is nothing to it when it comes to him. Nothing whatsoever. Even in telecommunication, okay? You recall when he came into office, he revoked link license. What are you doing about the other telecommunication providers that are operating, okay? And they never acquire a license in the appropriate manner, okay? For instance, the statutory instrument is there. If you look at a company they call Patwa, you all should be questioning him about those things, okay? Because they know about those things, okay? The only minister that tried to take away that license was Jimmy Fletcher, the time he was the minister of telecommunication. So there are a lot of things I think the press, okay, journalists have to go in and dig in, because there's so much going on that we only focus on what we see with our eyes, but not what is hidden. Just like Gary Griffith said in Trinidad and Tobago, if you don't attack the white-collar crime, you're always going to get the crime at a lower basis. Because the white-collar crime is what engages the youths from going ahead and do crime, because you find those big guys can get away, from ministers all the way over to the private sector and businessmen in society. So we have to go out and dig into those individuals, especially that minister of infrastructure, telecommunication. Look, again, I heard about
I hope you're not accusing any government minister, any official of being involved in white-collar crime, okay? Because those are things that people can easily say, but is to prove it. And we certainly have to ensure that we do not go out there and just sully the reputation of people. If we disagree with them, the management style and so on is one thing, we can do that. But I hope you're not calling into question the integrity of the minister in question.
I'm not calling on the integrity of him in the white-collar crime by saying he is involved in white-collar crime. Okay, I'm just saying in Wasco, he is responsible for that department. In telecommunication, he is responsible for that department. The same way he comes publicly to revoke licenses, okay? There are other licenses that he should know that need to be revoked, okay? That is just what I'm saying. And when I made the white call, I was just making a general statement on what Gary Griffith said. Mm-hmm. To get the root cause of crime, you have to go after the white-collar crimes. These are who you have to go after first, because it filters from there going down, okay? It's just like your kid, okay? And it's public statement when he also said to a minibus driver, okay, I am not going to renew your license for your route ban unless you join an association and join the Lackery Association. So it keeps me to wonder, is this minister just going around fixing up all these little roads in his constituency to make himself look good and forget about the nation on the whole? This is what is in question. So I'm saying again, it's time journalists go in and investigate those things. Why you're quick to revoke certain things and others you are not revoking? What is the issue? So these are the things we need to question him about. And this is my contribution today.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. Because, again, I like to stress we have to be extremely careful. We have this medium that is being utilized to ensure that we ventilate the various issues that are affecting us in the country and hope we can effect change. But in the process, we do not want to use it as a vehicle whereby we just cast blame at people or even make assumptions and creating a nexus between individuals and certain things without us having any kind of evidence. We're trying to be as extremely not only careful but responsible. 452 2979 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. And somebody says that, good day, Tim. Like the poem you had stated, the problem is us. And some more WhatsApp messages there. Somebody says, Tim, my aunt moved back to St. Lucia after retirement in the U.S. Unfortunately, had to move back to Florida because of the water crisis in St. Lucia. If this is St. Lucia where we are happy, or is this St. Lucia where we are happy? It depends. It depends, who you speak to, whether it is the Prime Minister or certain government ministers. Everything is okay in this country. Everything is great. So let us continue to revel in the fact that this is paradise. Still to come, the minimum wage and the Minimum Wage and Equal Wages Commission met stakeholders yesterday, and we're getting the impression that this whole talk about putting a minimum wage into effect, implementing one, an announcement to be made by August of this year, this is not certainly an issue that one can easily implement and introduce. It is something that is a little bit more complicated. When you speak to the various stakeholders, they have the separate concerns, and they're also talking about the cost that they will have to incur. The big question is whether once a minimum wage comes into effect, whether that cost will be passed on to consumers in St. Lucia, and how will consumers react? All that and more still to come on the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's funeral home is here. Private cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's private cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's funeral home, your time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Join us at the KFC Recruitment Pop-Up, Saturday 25th May at Constitution Park from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. KFC is searching for enthusiastic team members, supervisors, delivery drivers, cyclists, and riders. So come prepared to join the KFC team and receive exceptional training and amazing benefits. Take this opportunity to shape your future with KFC. See you at the Pop-Up.
44 million fans, 11 players, 1 flow, bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. With every six, every wicket, every moment of glory, we show the world what we made of. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of. Join We Bacchanal. Feel We Energy. This is We Game. Visit this.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
Night Meds. It's your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. NightMeds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
For 100 years, Metabo, made and engineered in Germany and distributed by Europa Hardware, has been at the forefront of innovation, delivering quality tools trusted by professionals worldwide. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Here's to the next 100 years of excellence. Metabo, distributed by Europa Hardware, building our world together. For the month of June, get an automatic discount when you purchase any Metabo machine. Come to Europa first. We service what we sell.
Get your rotation ready for the event. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, sustainable with powers by a tropical solar water heater. Offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, house. Efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
Dreamcatchers SLU presents its first annual Back in Time and Country and Western Dance. All going down on Saturday, 25th of May, upstairs the Kamakis Wholesale and Retail. Lobby on the Bexar Highway. Yes, you heard right. Back in Time and Country and Western Dance. Music by DJ Candy Kid, DJ Shaba, and special guest Lucian Boss, DJ Cleus, and MC Jonos. Lots of prizes to be won, including a night for 2 giveaway for Best Dressed Couple, compliments JJ's Paradise, 4 giveaways for the Best Dancing Couple, and more. Remember, mark the date, get your best Back in Time outfits ready as all roads lead to Lobby on the Bexar Highway, Saturday, May 25th. Dreamcatcher SLU Back in Time and Country and Western Dance. You pay $15 before 10 p.m. and $20 after. Powered by DJ C4 Sound System, sponsored by Blue Waters, JJ's Paradise, and Barbie. For more information, contact FJC at 717-1025 or Dreamcatcher SLU at 460-7279.
So the Minimum Wage and Equal Wages Commission would have met stakeholders yesterday, and they would have the exchange of ideas and concerns would be expressed. And this is coming against the background of the recommendation that the minimum wage should be at $6.50 an hour, $1,126 a month. And so let's have a report from DBS's Zane Romulus on the outcome of that consultation, which took place yesterday at the Financial Administrative Center.
During Wednesday's consultation, the stakeholders, many of whom represented the business community, received information on how the Minimum Wage and Equal Wages Commission determined the proposed wage of $6.50 per hour. Lawrence Poyer, the chair of the commission, says that the session was conducted so stakeholders could raise informed objections to the proposed wage, if any.
Well, the legislation makes provisions for a period of 21 days for objections. I should also point out that the legislation made no provisions for us to have such a gathering. But in keeping with a decision of the Cabinet of Ministers, whose policy it is to always engage the stakeholders, we decided to facilitate this gathering.
The recommended $6.50 rate, which amounts to about $1,126 per month, has sparked much public debate, with some expressing the view that it should be more. Of interest is that the last minimum wage order published here was 49 years ago in 1985.
Well, you see, the amount is not something that you pick from the air. All right, it is not something that you do based on a salary survey. There is a specific methodology for arriving at the amount, and this is what we applied.
Sylvia Cadas represented the Bakers Association at the consultation. While she found the session informative, she believes an in-depth analysis needs to be done on the impact of the proposed wage on employers.
There is nothing wrong in seeking a minimum or livable wage. But what I found very strange was that the Commission in their deliberations in setting a minimum wage or livable wage has not investigated the people or the businesses that and how it will affect certain businesses, certain industries like the baking industry. I would think that if you are going to set a minimum wage, you should know who are the people that are going to be most affected. And whether we like it or not, whether we love a minimum wage or livable wage, it is going to affect our industry.
What do you think about the session today? Do you think you got the information?
Oh yes, we got information. What we found out is that if we don't object, if we do not put in, maybe not an objection, but put in for ourselves how it's going to affect us, nobody is going to do it for us. So today was good in that we now realize if the association, the baking industry, doesn't speak for themselves, nobody is going to speak for us.
June 6, 2024 is the deadline to communicate comments or objections to the recommended minimum wage.
Objections to the making of a minimum wage order shall be submitted to the Minister and the Commission as indicated, stating the grounds of objection, the interests of the organization or organizations in the matter, and such additions, modifications, or amendments to the draft order that the organization may think fit. In other words, the persons objecting must have locus standi. The objections shall be referred to the Minister or the Commission. Upon the expiry of the notices received under Section 77, the Commission shall report its findings and make recommendations to the Minister on a proposed minimum wage and other basic conditions which the case may require. Under Section 81, and I'll quote it in full, advise of the Commission, 81.1, the Minister may accept the recommendations or advice of the Commission, either fully or in part, or reject the recommendations. 2, where the Minister either fully or in part rejects the recommendations of the Commission, the Minister shall provide the Commission with reasons for the rejection and may request that the Commission reconsider the matter.
During his budget presentation, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre disclosed that the government would announce the new minimum wage by August 1st, 2024. For the DBS News World, I am Zane Romulus.
Thank you very much, Zane, for that report. It was filed last evening during the DBS News World. So the minister has a great say in determining what kind of minimum wage that you, the people of St. Lucia, would receive. But for now, the recommendation, according to the work of the Minimum Wage and Equal Wages Commission, is that persons should start off with $6.50. And no doubt the consultation will continue between now and August the 1st, when an announcement should be made on that matter. That is, if all the parties have met and they have satisfactorily reached some kind of conclusion, because I'm sure it will take a lot of discussion, a lot of haggling on this particular important matter. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We still have not been able to rectify our slight technical problem, but Kimani will not be appearing on screen, but her presence is there nonetheless. We have a photograph, and she will be going through some of your comments right now in the chat room as we say good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Tim. I could get used to this.
By the way, nice photograph.
Thank you. I could definitely get used to this. In the chat, we have someone saying we can implement a $6.50 minimum wage only after we let the politicians, technocrats, and some of these business owners live on $6.50 per hour for 3 months. If they survive, we're passing the bill. Another comment, $6.50 may be a minimum wage, but this is not a livable wage. Another comment, well, those of us overseas who may have been thinking about retiring home really have to rethink that. No proper hospital, elevated violent crime, roads with crater-sized holes, unreliable water supply. The only thing the government is good for is organizing fetes. Someone says, Virginia better know that $6.50 doesn't have any money to put aside for medical emergencies. Another comment, Wasco is one of the few companies that operates badly but still increases the salary of its employees. Tim, these young men are protecting their victory. Their government is in office. Someone is asking, where are the policemen? Another comment, Tim, there's the anti-gang bill to handle such, but it has never been used. Even when we are having an all-out war in Viewford based on gang activity, it was never used.
We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, team. How you doing?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Tim, I'm calling from the community of Canaries.
Mm-hmm.
And it never ceases to amaze me, especially when we're talking first and foremost about the water issues. Tim, we have one of the best rivers on island, and it is taking our water, our river water, and it's going to Bouton, it's going to Columbet, but yet still we're having issues with water in Canaries up at Flora Villa. Is a pump they say that need to fix in the thing is something. Well, we shouldn't be going through that, Tim. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have one of the best resources, which is the river. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember Tim going in the village where the square is. That was originally built by the army, and these people mash up the town to do a square, Tim. Right now, any little rain, just a glance of the rain, and they close the pipes and there is no water. And I heard a call of yours talking about it yesterday in regards to storage. You understand? We have developments that we want to do in Canaries, just upon the hill there, and the amount of money Wasco asking team just to bring the water up, so hindering our development, hindering people coming into the community and buy land and build on that kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, that's just not making sense. I just don't understand it, and I just don't get it. By right, we shouldn't even be paying water like everybody else, because that is Canaries River. That's our river. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Well, it belongs to the state, caller. It does not belong to Canaries and the people of Canaries.
I know it belongs to the state, but I mean it's in Canaries, so it belongs first and foremost to the people of Canaries. We have to take care of it. It's our natural resource. I mean, extensions and Lucia, yes. But could you imagine, Tim, you having that in the midst of you and you have trouble getting water?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't make any sense. And look, I tell you, the water reaching all Bouton, all Columbet, and right here in Flora Villa, we can't get water. We want to do developments up there and we can't get water. How much? $100,000? Now, the other thing I want to talk about, Tim, also, I don't know, we go all around St. Lucia, we see things happening in Ansaray, we see things happening in Soufrière. Tim, there is absolutely nothing happening in Canaries. Absolutely. And they're concerned people in Canaries. Nobody has anywhere to go. Everybody's getting wet because the buses are parking in front of the pedestrian crossing, which is a hazard. Mm-hmm. You're seeing vehicles coming from the field area. People who are familiar with Canaries would know. There's a wall right there. The last time a vehicle almost mashed up a lady with a bug, with a child, Tim, just because these are blind spots and people don't see when vehicles are coming, and right by the pedestrian crossing there, vehicles don't see when people are crossing. It's just an accident waiting to happen, Tim. And there are vacant lots right there by the main road. Why is it that the government cannot purchase this land and erect a bus shelter for the people of Canaries? We've told them about the river eating up the road. We need, the Waterfall Road just some people wouldn't be able to access that road because the river is right under the road. We've made videos. We've told them about the jetty. We've told them about the viewing point. We're right next to the main tourist attraction every day, especially when there's cruise ship, both by land and sea, Tim. Everything passes us straight. You understand? There's nothing tourism product, and there is no official, nothing assisting us in that way. Now, Tim, the last thing I want to say again, this morning something happened in Canaries, Tim, and I want to send a message out to the police officers, Tim, especially the Canaries police officers. Tim, did you know today, this morning, bright and early from last night, there is something going on with Canaries and Surrey. The fellas say they get cocaine on the sea, and fellas coming and look for cocaine, come in the community. We've gone all kind of thing, Tim. Kidnapping people, and Tim, they call in the police station right then. Canaries, the fellas saying they don't have a vehicle when you could walk to the village. You understand what I'm saying? When all the fellas go and do what they go to now, you've seen police from Ansari come back in the forward, but the fellas go already. So how are we going to address that crime thing, Tim? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, these are things that never, ever happened this morning. Even the school kids, Tim, was crying and things because, guns and police and DNA, as they go say. I mean, and the police, everything happened after when everything died out is when the police come in and people calling the police and things. Tim, I really think, I feel sorry for my community, Tim. I really do, because it's like we're nothing. It's like nobody listens to us. It's like nobody pays attention to us. It's like no just like on the exist. All right, have a good day, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. The last part of your contribution, I must say, sir, caught my attention. It's very shocking, caught me off guard there. I mean, we're still in a situation where we're hearing from the police that they do not have any vehicles, and yet still those in the authority, those who are in a position of leadership, will deny a fact that was stated by the president of the PWA when he appeared on Newsmaker Live a few weeks ago, when he said that the politicians are saying we're providing you with new vehicles, but they're not saying those are just replacements for vehicles that have gone out of commission. And what you also said, that revelation you made about that incident earlier today over in Canaries, sir, that is very scary, and I hope that the authorities will thoroughly investigate this, get to the bottom of this. Let this not be yet another investigation just for investigation's sake, and nothing will come out of it. When you're talking about drugs like cocaine and so on, those things seem to elicit some kind of negative reaction, where people want to take their revenge, where people are all out setting all out to ensure that they recover their drugs if their drugs cannot be accounted for. So who knows, that might not be the end of this situation that you just reported on moments ago. So we hope that the authorities, the police, etc., those in authority are on the alert. Kimani, I don't know if you have any comments in the chat room.
I have a few comments in the chat. Someone says, tell them to use a jet ski and enter Canaries via water collar. As another comment, there will be a huge backlash when this is implemented. Just remember, I said so. We will experience a period of layoffs and, in due time, automation.
Somebody says that regarding the situation over in Canaries and the no vehicle explanation that's given by the police, one vehicle for Canaries and ancillary and Marigot. How can it work? And this is coming from a police officer. One vehicle for Canaries, ancillary, and Marigot. How can it work? Kimani.
Another comment, Tim, your guest on Newsmaker Live does not have any solutions to Wasco's water woes. You just brought on another sweet-talking spin doctor. He missed out on a good roasting last night. Someone says, class action lawsuit against Wasco. GOSL has signed on to various humanitarian agreements that binds them to provide water as a basic human right. Countries have lost lawsuits on similar premises. Someone else says, we are moving from one crisis to another. Another comment, Wasco and the Passport Office are the worst public agencies for service. Tim, good day. We still have no water at the upper part of Forest here. Wasco is giving the lower part all the water because they have co-workers living there. SMH.
Another person says, I had to shake my head when your caller mentioned that the police came on the scene after the guys collected the drugs, because only Monday someone brought to my attention the same thing happened in Soufrière. It's like the police waited for the guys to leave. Any more comments, ma'am?
Someone says, where are all those who campaigned against Fede, saying that Fede had his knee on Canaries people's necks? Where are these people who also said that they kicked out Fede and now they have a Minister of Finance, not realizing that they have a minister in the Ministry of Finance? The way Canaries and Ancillary have allowed politicians to take them for a ride is alarming. Ancillary people got a nice wellness center and they said Fede built a box for them. But today, all are in the box waiting to see a doctor. The box should just close on them. The hypocrisy.
Somebody says, Tim, Canaries police are a strange bunch. Normally they race to the scene when they hear cocaine.
Another comment, y'all are crying today. You all voted out the representative who was working hard to make life better for you. You people voted him out to put Wayne, take it in your 2-2. That's it for me.
All right, thank you so much. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message there. Somebody says there regarding the water situation, government should work with Wasco to implement the same system as Barbados to use the seawater places where there's no fresh/river water. This can help solve the water shortage when in the dry season every year. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon to you, caller. Hello.
Yes, Tim, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Tim, the hypocrisy in the St. Lucia Labour Party government is so grave. The same box, St. Jude's Hospital, they called it a box. Today, that same box, they in that very same box. And they're not telling the nation nothing. The entire structure, this is what they are working on. The entire box. Both the boxes, and I call it Old Blue. Old Blue have more work than the box. If they focus on the box will finish this year. But if they place the emphasis on Old Blue, it will take them until 2027. The box is at more advanced stage than Old Blue. And government need to let St. Lucians go there and see for themselves. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. Still to come on the broadcast, the name of things you probably did not know. And we'll also be hearing from a regional prime minister who speaks on tools which can be used for good or bad. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, NewsSpin.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our service will make the dead alive. Visit me and view for accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilec's remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
44 million vans, 11 layers, 1 bleeding weak colors, celebrating we greatness. With every six, every wicket, every moment of glory, we show the world what we made of. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. Join We Bacchanal. Feel We Energy. This is We Game. Visit discoverflow.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
The new home of the best country music is Power 97.9 FM.
Say the stars are bound to fade.
Switch us on Join Me, DJ Jerry, this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold, the best in country music.
Your bags are packed and waiting.
The new, the oldies, and the goldies. So let's make it a date. This and every Thursday with me, DJ Jerry, from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold. If it's Thursday, it's Country Gold Thursday. Country Gold, only on Power 97.9 FM.
I lead a rich, rewarding life.
Join us at the KFC Recruitment Pop-Up, Saturday 25th May at Constitution Park from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. KFC is searching for enthusiastic team members, supervisors, delivery drivers, cyclists, and riders. So come prepared to join the KFC team and receive exceptional training and amazing benefits. Take this opportunity to shape your future with KFC. See you at the Pop-Up.
For 100 years, Metabo, made and in Germany and distributed Europa hardware, has been at the forefront of innovation, delivering quality tools trusted by professionals worldwide. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Here's to the next 100 years of excellence. Metabo, distributed by Europa hardware, building our world together. For the month of June, get an automatic discount when you purchase any Metabo machine. Come to Europa first. We service what we sell.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you. Jazz is rhythm. Jazz is pulsating. Jazz is at Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa. Jazz on the Bay, all-white full moon edition from 6 p.m. on Friday, May 24th. Featuring Barbara Cadet, Siobhan Seeley, Michael Fletcher, Shane Ross, and Claudia Edward. Also the bands Tropics, Logix, and Extreme. Advance tickets only US $200 all-inclusive. VIP cabanas available. Jazz on the Bay at Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa. Friday, May 24th. See you there.
Win a trip for 2 to Jamaica. Guinness Sounds of Greatness is back. You now have a chance to win and win big. Guinness on show at select bars and supermarkets for a chance to win a trip to Jamaica. July 3rd to the 6th for Jamaica's Guinness Sounds of Greatness concert. Receive a prize card with every purse to reveal instant prizes. Submit your entry and prize. See press for details. Must be 18 and over to participate. Guinness, made of more. Drink and live responsibly. Sponsored by St. Lucia Times, Inter-Caribbean Airways, and energized by Climax.
We continue with your calls at 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and of course we are monitoring your behavior, your comments in the chat room, and let's see what Kimani can report on. Any comments in the chat room, Kimani?
In the chat room, someone says they should change the name of Canaries to Freedom Bay. Another comment, let's see, on the YouTube station, well, the YouTube channel, someone says, man, not ancillaries, Canaries and Soufre. Someone says, give GPH Wasco, they will fix things. That is, Well, we have another comment. Someone says, Wasco is like a leopard that can't change its spots. From changing its name from St. Lucia Water Authority to WASA to Wasco, the same problem has always been the same from the 60s to the present. Water problems so people could squeal and shout at the top of their voice. The problem with Wasco is operational management. The whole system at Wasco has to be reinvented, and even if it means getting rid of the entire management team, because that's where the main problem is.
WhatsApp message. Obviously, we have thrown the baby with the bath water. We bash Wasco and refuse to give to them the praise they deserve for the quality of water they provide. Water sources, rivers are being used as dumping grounds. It is obvious that Wasco has not received the type of support they need and deserve from administration to administration. I remember a few years ago, St. Lucians were happy paying monthly water bills of less than $15. What can this do for any industry? For 1.5 liter of water is an average of $2. See how much it would cost to consume one daily for a month and then come back to Wasco. Shaking my head, St. Lucians. Let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. Once again, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. I don't know if you have any more comments, Kimani?
And none for me.
None from you, okay. All right, what is happening? Let's turn our attention now to the name of things you probably did not know. The name of things you probably did not know. Imagine, the cry of a newborn baby is called a vagitus. The cry of a newborn baby is called a vagitus. So, the name of things you probably didn't know. You knew that, Kimani?
I did not.
Well, now you know. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. I think we have a call on the landline. No, I don't think we do. Okay, but continue. All right, let's take that call. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, is this NewsSpin?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Timothy. Good afternoon to you, Kimani.
Hi,
good afternoon.
I want to say two things, Timothy. First of all, I want to comment on the minimum wage. It's all about educating our people. When this was first announced, I knew that many of the hospitality workers, they would not be affected because they get commissions, they get service charge, and they get different perks on their salary. So, we need to educate our people we have to let them know what it is from inception. So I told many of them via my Facebook page, do it yet, because the minimum wage may not even pertain to you guys because you get commission. It's all about educating our people, Timothy, and that is the problem. We refuse to educate ourselves. What we feed ourselves, we log on to lives that we can learn nothing from. At the end of the day, if the hospitality workers, because a lot of them, they were expecting their salary to change effective August 1st. At the end of the day, with a minimum wage, your payroll costs will definitely increase. And the government cannot tell employers, okay, increase somebody's salary today. So they need to go back to the negotiating table. So I think at the end of the day, the government needs to just come clear as to what the minimum wage, because you have many people right now, they feel different. They thought that the salary would have changed. And I believe in transparency. I believe from day one, we should say what it is. And if they're looking at $6, that is still not anything. I find people like me should be on that negotiating table because I understand the calculations, but our people, they do not want to listen to ordinary salad. They like to listen to the politicians that perhaps have never even done a payroll before. So our people refuse to educate themselves, Timothy, and our people refuse to learn. That's what I have to say with regards to the minimum wage. Number two, my second thing is Timothy. Timothy, do you believe as a St. Lucian, I have a right to, if there is something affecting me, to say what is affecting me? Do you believe I have a right as a St. Lucian?
Yes, ma'am, you do, for sure.
Exactly, I have a right. So, Timothy, I went to Constitution Park last week with my degree in my hand in accounting. I went with my CXCs. I went with my ASA qualifications. And I sat on the ground of Constitution Park. Timothy, can you believe the police wanted to arrest me? Because I wanted to send a message across to St. Lucians that as a St. Lucian, Salette Dupré-Camille has a right to gain employment in this country. Timothy, you know what happened to me? At the end of the day, my family, I think they called the police. And Timothy, do you know that they had me locked up at the wellness center for 9 days, where I couldn't see my 9-year-old daughter? Timothy, while they came to arrest me at my home, Timothy, I was transported to the wellness center in a bath towel and a top. They did not even allow me to get dressed. And Timothy, I am happy I went there to understand the conditions that those individuals in this place, what they have to face on a daily basis. Timothy, do you know, while at the wellness center, they have already diagnosed Salette Dupré-Camille with mental illness. One, because they saw me Constitution Park with all my qualifications. Timothy, 3 guys, they entered the unit where I was in. They pressed me against the burglar bars. Timothy, these guys actually, I don't know who they are, undress me, give me injections, and when they finish, they run out of the room. Timothy, as a St. Lucian, Salette Dupré-Camille has a right. And because I'm vocal, this is what happened to me. And I want to address the CMO, the Minister of Health. How can this happen? How can you all arrest Salette, take her to a mental hospital, treat her badly, a police officer? We have a female police commissioner, and this happened to Salette Dupré-Camille. And Salette is labeled as crazy in this country because she's expressive, affecting her. Timothy, do you think that there will ever be justice in our society? That's not only what happened, Timothy. Timothy, I had to look for a bucket to flush a toilet. I remember asking you once, Timothy, what makes you proud to be a St. Lucian? And you told me we have 2 Nobel laureates. Timothy, I cannot even think of what makes me proud because I cannot believe that in 2024, because I simply went to Constitution Park with my qualifications, St. Lucians believe that Salette Dupré-Camille is crazy. This is not right. And those 3 gentlemen that pushed me against those burglar bars, Timothy, I am a Christian. I am a praying woman. Those 3 guys that were allowed inside of this mental institution, and they did that to Salette Dupré-Camille, God will deal with them accordingly. Not because I am vocal, for we have a Minister of Health. We have 2 female politicians, and I'm a woman, and this is what happened to me. And I think of the marginalized in this country. I think of the untold stories, people that have stories, but they're afraid to tell their story. Is that the St. Lucia? What kind of St. Lucia are we encouraging? What will happen to the younger generation? Who will teach them the right things? Because Salette advises young people, you know what? This is what they did to me. Timothy, I am a Christian. I will not stop praying because what was done to me, a police officer malhandled me so much so I had to be taken out of my home in handcuffs, Timothy. And I have a 9-year-old daughter that is so intelligent. What kind of justice system is this in St. Lucia? What are we creating? Are we creating criminals alone to run this country? As a St. Lucian, I have a right. And I ask the question, where is the media association to capture stories like that? There is no media active in this country. And Timothy, I know you are a journalist. You know about the media more than I do. And journalists do not carry such stories. It's very biased because I am expressive. I say what's affecting me. Everybody have a problem with Salette Dupré-Camille. And as I tell you, I feel embarrassed to be a St. Lucian. Do not tell me at a wellness center, if the name is wellness center, older women have to carry a bucket to flush a toilet in 2024, and we have investment. We have 5 days of carnival coming. We have people just enjoying jazz, and this was what was done to Salette, locked away at a mental hospital, abused by 3 young men. And when they were finished, they run outside, Timothy. Justice has to be served. The female police commissioner, she has to understand what goes on there. The CMO, the Minister of Health, this is what happened to Salette. And they have given me a crazy number. 8,000, I am 8,163. And some of the patients, Timothy, they have a band written fall risk. Timothy, I missed at least 4 falls in the bathroom. And the pressure of the water you bathe is so much. It's like you power hosing something. I wrote every day. You know what they told me? I cannot give you a pencil. I cannot give you a pen. Here is a piece of crayon. Timothy, if you saw the piece of crayon they gave me to write, you mean to tell me in 2024, based on how I speak, St. Lucia cannot recognize somebody that's mentally sound? You mean to tell me I did all of those things and St. Lucians still believe that Saleh Dupré Camille is crazy? Because you know what? We have a dormant media association. We have journalists that refuse to capture stories that speak into the life of individuals. This is why St. Lucia, this is why we are stuck. We are stuck in that cockpit because no one is willing to take the mantle. I am a child of the 80s. I am there for those people that were born in the 80s, those that want to learn, those that want better for themselves. And this is what the other politicians see. You know what? Saleh is too influential. So we will get her and lock her up at the mental hospital and they malhandle me. Timothy, I don't have a lawyer. I don't need one. God is my lawyer. And he will deal with those individuals that did this to Saleh Dupré Camille at the mental wellness center. People, older persons have to be carrying a bucket and nobody is speaking about that in our society. Timothy, I used to say I am proud to be a St. Lucian. I used to love I am a St. Lucian. I'm always posting it on my page. And to see that Saleh Dupré Camille was treated like a convict in front of a 9-year-old, let me tell you, Timothy, Sir Arthur put us on the map. He said, the cure to poverty is not money, but a good education. I got a good education only to be betrayed by my own country. I am embarrassed to say that I'm a St. Lucian now. Because you know what? We let party fool us and we were dividing ourselves. If I did not have a voice, I would have been silenced. But I will let the whole world know how our people are wicked. And as I rest my case, Timothy, because there are other callers, the individuals, the 3 young men that were allowed in my unit to inject me, to pull down my undergarment, God will deal with them accordingly. Timothy, this is what I have to say. Thank you for your time and blessings upon your life now and always.
Thank the best to you. Let me turn my attention to Kimani in the chat room.
Someone says, it is very, very sad to see what is going on with Salad. My heart breaks for her. I worked at the Sandals grant. Her situation brings to light how badly handled mental health issues or perceived are dealt with. Someone says, continue speaking out. Another comment, and we have women in ministry. Wow. Another comment, wellness center, really? But there are enough in Parliament that need to be there long before you. Another comment in the chat room. Someone says the minimum wage is a fast 99% of the people already earning more than $6.50 an hour. Let's see what else is in the chat. Someone says you need to invite this lady on NewsSpin, Tim. And another comment, someone else says, so very unfortunate. That's it.
Right, we have a photograph to share with you. Somebody just sent this and it says, they say, look at that today, the Grosley playing field. So we'll just play it, Mr. Producer, technical producer. We have the video, so we'll just play it. Let's see if we could play it in the entirety so people are not too confused between looking at the picture and looking at yours truly and also Kimani. But it's a picture, I think somebody is claiming that a Grosley playing field is being watered. The field itself, watered. If somebody has a hose there, you know that obviously somebody some whistleblower will take photographs of people flouting that water emergency regulation. So you can see it on screen right now, somebody with a hose, and they're using the hose to water the playing field of the person is claiming that's over in Grosley, the Grosley playing field. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, your caller on our experience at the Wellness Center underscores the need for better trained units to deal with our patients. I've had to deal with it through families, and unfortunately, you have to rely on police officers who are not trained to deal with such situations. Another WhatsApp message, wow, this in Lucia, they can do that chalet. Okay, let's see that there. Another one. Somebody says there, Tim, the hospitality workers cannot be exempt from this because they get commissions. What happens when the season is low and service charge is low? What would their salary be? This needs to be looked at very, very closely. They must be part of the minimum wage. All employees have a basic wage. Another comment. Are you going to tell me that people in St. Lucia are going to work for $3.25 Canadian cents an hour? This is crazy. The government should not even talk about that. Let's see. Some more WhatsApp messages. Good day, Tim. We need lots of prayers. Too much going on. Lord, put a hand. And another comment. This time somebody's sending me a WhatsApp message from Antigua. Water in Antigua is $22, reverse osmosis, $10 minimum wage Antigua. Okay. That will do it as far as our WhatsApp messages are concerned. I don't know if you have any comments in the chat room, Kimani.
In the chat room, someone says, the situation you're facing is very unfortunate, Silent. May God come to your rescue. So sad. I hope the government takes action for those using the hose to water the field. Someone says maybe that water comes from the water sewage plant. Another comment, hope that this person and the minister are charged and jailed. So Tim, this person
Well, we don't know the source of the water, as the person said there. Yeah.
So Tim, this person watering the Grosley field should be arrested, right?
Let's see if you have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
Mr. Poleon, what's up? Good afternoon, my brother.
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I don't know if you had any video come to our that match happening on Social Road 6 and 7.
Yeah, I spoke about it earlier on, sir.
Well, I made the show. I didn't have to be in the show, so I said, let me call me. Tim, that should be a thing all past. Tim, you can't have little boys swimming, throwing stones, while cutlass, when men are one of the little boys, you know. She goes to road. And Tim, you know, in case it had the most social had the most cameras.
Yeah.
So why up now they do arrest nobody yet? Tell me.
Why you asking me that question? Pose that question to the police, sir.
No, but Tim, I'm saying Tim. Anyway, they're the most cameras. Who's on the cameras? Tim, but I mean, Tim, come on. You say the little boys when they one another want to break fellas windshield. When known people. No, Tim, see that? No, that can't continue. That cannot continue in this country, Tim. There has to be a way to handle the fellas and then them.
What gives you the impression we will stop it? We will curtail that problem or address it? What gives you the impression that it will not happen again?
But Tim, you will happen again if you forgive. You don't take control of it. But if you want everybody to give them a flogging to remember what time it is, Tim, you never go to jail. To what? Tim, they should go to jail, no. Tim, you're having a robust and you give them some straight lashes. Tim, you can have a big afternoon, people go come forward, people go to their home, they're driving difficult, so let's 30 stones, walk cut this. Tim, I was in Haiti, you know. I think let's put all cut this like it, no tomorrow, you know. Tim, that's what continue. And Tim, I'm saying, if somebody was running them crumbles, somebody would have seen that happening from the would go. So something not right, my brother. Something is not right. So I'm saying to him that could continue because if I get worse, I get other than him. So my brother, have a good afternoon.
You too, sir, and thank you so much for your contribution. I mean, we should not be shocked if it happens again, because it's been happening ever so often, whether it is on Chaussee Road, whether it's in Fee for other parts of the island. And normally we hear that the police cannot be everywhere, but, you know, we have certain hotspots where you expect that there'll be almost a permanent police presence. I mean, 2 or maybe 3 police officers. But for this to be happening in broad daylight, on a busy road like Chaussee Road. I mean, and people talk about, you know, you're stigmatizing communities, you're stigmatizing certain parts of the island and certain areas. We all know that from time to time, Chaussee Road, for whatever reason, there would be skirmishes of that nature occurring there. Why isn't there almost a permanent presence, police presence, to ensure that things of that nature, if they happen, that those perpetrators are arrested. Let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Bonjour, monsieur Tim.
Oui.
Bonjour, Miss Kimani.
Bonjour.
Moi, je content tellement là de jouer, ça m'a dit à Jean Wasco.
Oui.
Bon, Jean Wasco, même, moi, à 12 heures, moi, à bouti, à bouti, à de l'eau. Il y a bon matin, moi, couillé, yo. Il y a bon matin, de l'eau, 11 heures, bon matin, pour 15 minutes abonnés vers le point de l'eau, mais moi, à 12 heures, moi, à bouti, à bah oui, j'ai pas de l'eau qui banni. Jean Wasco avait ça, il voulait manier, il voulait même pas, même moi, pas la botte, mais là, il a fait billion, moi, dit, on j'ai ça fait, yo. Moun pas qu'à permis ta bochime, bah, Wasco, c'est compagnie, ça, tout bagaille, pas ni de l'eau, il pas supposé qu'à prendre autant d'argent, là, on vini pour payer bilou. So, moi, j'ai content tellement, là, jouer, bah, là-bas, yo.
Oui.
Moi, ça, c'est ma coulette qui a parlé, là.
Oui, moi, ça.
Puis, m'appelle comme moi, m'appelle là pour moi. C'est toi, maman, je travaille bien, et puis je me mets $1 pour moi payer bill. So, c'est bêtise là, Jean Wasco n'y a fait. Moi-même, connais le nombre, yo. Office là, depuis, moun n'a pas connaître le nombre, j'ai le nombre, yo. 457-3980. Depuis, vous brisez, yo, c'est juste couiller là, et vous avez get information, et puis, yo. Parce que là, on a parlé, yo, qui fait, yo, rabattu à de l'or. Et à moi, je me dis, moi, je hat ça là. Bon, moi, de l'autre, moi, lavé hat moi. On fait du menti, bon, moi, il me radio merci. Mais là, ce qui était mon couille, office là, et que là, moi, abouti, même quand je l'argent, ça est pas pichot. Là, ce qui était mon couille, office là, puis c'est eux même, là, assis, là, yo fouet. Madame, yo fouet, ici, yo fouet. C'est moi-même, pas à dans quoi, moi, de l'autre, moi, bien. Et pour moi faire toutes les affaires, moi faire. Là, il fini, ça pour ici, merci, monsieur Tim.
Ok, Makoulé, merci pour couiller. Ekni, a bon après-midi. I don't know if you have any final comments in the chat room, Kibani?
In the chat room, someone says, wow, it's so sad that because this woman is speaking out in boldness, she is considered crazy. This is injustice and wrong. Arthur sounds just like his prime minister, hot potato in his mouth. Someone says, go tell the PM that the sky is actually falling. That's it, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. Our question of the day, what positives can come out of this Wasco mess? What positives can come out of this Wasco mess? Our NewsSpin question of the day. And this is followed by our NewsSpin news of the day. Mexico's drought, heat wave, and water shortage are so bad, even police are blocking traffic in protest. Mexico's drought, heat wave, and water shortage are so bad, even police are blocking traffic in protest. The NewsSpin news of the day, as well as the broadcast, the most monitored talk show in the world. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You can join us tomorrow afternoon, same time, 12:30, for another edition of NewsSpin. Goodbye.